Operation Polo was a military operation undertaken by India in 1948 to annex the princely state of Hyderabad into the Indian Union. Hyderabad, the largest princely state in India, had resisted integration after independence, leading to a brief but decisive military action. Here's the full explanation. 1. Background. At the time of Indian independence in 1947, the princely states were given the option to join either India or Pakistan, or remain independent. The Nizam of Hyderabad, Mir Osman Ali Khan, wanted Hyderabad to remain independent. He was a Muslim ruler, but the majority, 85% of the state's population, was Hindu. Hyderabad was a wealthy state with its own army, currency, and administrative system. The Nizam signed a Standstill Agreement with India in 1947, agreeing to maintain the status quo for 1 year while negotiations continued. 2. Tensions rise. The Nizam sought to avoid accession to India and even approached Pakistan for assistance, although Hyderabad was geographically surrounded by Indian territory. Inside Hyderabad, a militia called the Razakars, led by Qasim Razvi, was formed. The Razakars were a paramilitary group that wanted Hyderabad to remain independent under Islamic rule. They carried out widespread atrocities against Hindus and supporters of accession to India. This led to increasing lawlessness and violence in the state, and pressure mounted on India to take action. 3. Operation Polo, September 13th-18th, 1948. India, under Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, decided that military action was necessary to bring Hyderabad into the Union. On September 13, 1948, the Indian Army launched Operation Polo, also known as the Hyderabad Police Action. The operation was swift, lasting only 5 days. Around 35,000 Indian troops faced off against 20,000 troops of Hyderabad's army, along with the Razakars. The Indian army advanced from all sides into Hyderabad, facing resistance from the Nizam's forces and the Razakars. However, the Indian forces were far superior in training and equipment. The capital city of Hyderabad fell to the Indian forces on September 18, 1948, marking the end of the Nizam's rule. 4. The aftermath? The Nizam surrendered, and Hyderabad was integrated into India. The operation resulted in very few casualties on the Indian side, though several hundred Hyderabadis, including Razakars, were killed. After the operation, Major General J.N. Chowdhury was appointed as the military governor of Hyderabad, and the Nizam was retained as a titular head of state, but had no real power. Later, in 1956, Hyderabad was reorganized into the Indian states of Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra, and Karnataka based on linguistic lines. 5. Significance. Operation Polo played a key role in consolidating the newly independent India. It showed India's resolve to integrate all princely states into the Union. The successful annexation of Hyderabad marked the end of princely resistance to joining India. The operation also exposed the violent role of the Razakars, whose actions had alienated the majority Hindu population of Hyderabad. The Nizam, once one of the richest men in the world, became a ceremonial figure under Indian rule, and Hyderabad transitioned from being a powerful princely state to becoming part of a democratic India. Operation Polo 6. Controversies. The operation was controversial due to reports of communal violence both before and after the Indian intervention. The Razakars were responsible for atrocities against Hindus, and after the operation, there were retaliatory acts of violence against Muslims. In 2013, the Sunderlal Committee report, which had been commissioned by Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru, was released. It documented the violence and human rights abuses that occurred during the operation, with estimates of thousands of Muslim deaths in the aftermath. Why it was called Operation Polo. The codename Operation Polo was chosen because the Hyderabad state was known for its many polo grounds, a sport that was popular among the aristocracy, including the Nizam. Summary. Operation Polo was a crucial military action that resulted in the integration of the princely state of Hyderabad into India. It was conducted to curb lawlessness caused by the Razakars and the Nizam's refusal to join India. Lasting just 5 days, the operation successfully brought Hyderabad under Indian control, solidifying the country's unity shortly after